areas of life can people do RTT for? I know it's a wide range of.
The only persons that we cannot help is narcissists and person with multiple personalities. Everything else can be dealt with. It's not so we, how to explain this, we deal with emotional problems on a totally different level in society. Our emotional pain, we tend to go to talk to someone every week, 2 days a week, and we go on for years and years. We don't go to a doctor with a broken arm and ask him, doctor, how can you help me? And he tells us, oh, come back, let's talk about it, how your pain feeling today. And we go on, and next week you come back and we talk about the pain. No, I want my arm set and in a cast so I can move on with life. We just deal with emotional issues in a whole different scope. And so I think RTT and what it does, it gets to our emotional problem and it deals with it so we can move on with life, so we could have a better life, and I think that is amazing. That's what is helping, because we can see people on the road rages at the high rate, and road rage is anger, undealt with anger. So what emotion does, if it has a little window to spew out, because we keep holding things back, we're not in a world that we cannot express ourselves without offending anybody or someone being hurt or whatever. And so we tend to just keep things down, and emotion will find a way to let itself out. So road rage is one of the ways people are emotionally expressing themselves. So we need to deal with this, like immediately. We need to get society well again. And I find RTT is one of the ways to do that. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, well, it links into my other question, which is I saw on the brochures and stuff that there are different issues that people can, like on your page I saw the different issues that people can use RTT for, like having a baby, children who have anxiety with exams, if you want to quit smoking, weight loss, and different things. And you spoke about that, getting to the emotional aspect of things. So the question is, what is it about the therapy that makes it applicable to this wide range of issues that people might be manifesting?
The techniques that Marissa have created, because we, let's see how to put that in words. Hypnosis is, anybody could do hypnosis. Like you said, it's something that anybody could walk off the street and learn. But it's the technique that she created while you're under hypnosis that actually brings out what needs, the root, the cause, the reason as to why this is manifesting in your life. So that's why it's applicable to an array of different issues. So if it is that you're diabetic, you have cancer, you're depressed, your anxiety, it can tell you why it started. And then the person now, the client now knows exactly, and they have the aha moment, I created this. I am so powerful, I created this issue. Now I know I have the power to change it. And so we investigate why it is that they experience something, we stop it, and then we implant the change that you want for yourself. So that's why I could go into any issue.
Yeah, and what I found interesting is that, we do these sessions with someone else, but what's interesting about these sessions too is that there's a lot of, just like with traditional therapy as well, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's on a different level. Like there's a lot of self-inquiry in the sense that the person asks you a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because it's like you have the answers already. It's like that you just needed to be in that situation to get those questions, and then it's like I want to fix this, and I just ask myself, okay, well, how do I fix this? And then the answers just come there. It's like the answer's already embedded in you, but you just are not in that context or space or right environment to just kind of allow it to come out, or kind of just look for it specifically, but that was really interesting to me. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing the answers to heal myself. This is so weird, and that was really interesting.
And that's the amazing part of it, because we don't do anything really as a therapist. We just guide and ask the right questions, and the client is the one that comes up with everything. And as you went home with a 21-day recording that implanted the change and what it is that you want to see for your life, all that information comes from the client. We just put the client in a state of relaxation where we can get the answers.
Yeah.
They can understand why it started, and then we put in that same trance or relaxed state, we give them the new me, the new you, what it is that I want.
Yeah. And I find it really ties back into something that's in the zeitgeist now, which is, everybody, I think, now everybody's talking a lot about visualization and manifestation and all those things, and talking about how, you can actually heal yourself and you can create the life that you want. And it's really interesting to actually physically go through the experience of seeing for yourself how you can heal yourself, and it's really amazing. Like, it's a really, I don't think you could really understand this experience unless you have it. Like, it's like really crazy. So you did the course in 2019. So you started practicing in 2019 as well. Okay. And what types of have you worked with persons locally and outside of Trinidad as well?
I have in Trinidad, the UK, Canada, and the US.
Okay, and what kind of cases? I wonder if I should say what types of cases have you worked with so far? Yeah, that's interesting. What's like some examples of some issues that people have had?
Depression, lack of depression clients, persons are not sure why it is that they don't manifest in the right person into their experience. Money issues, grief, pain, what else, weight, and again, another couple monies, a lot of money, a lot of pain, and why it is what it is I want in my life, why I am not experiencing what I want in my life. Yeah.
Is there, you said a lot with the money, a lot with the pain. Do you see any kind of recurring pattern coming up of that's linking?
They don't feel worthy enough. They don't feel worthy enough to have that. So something may have happened when they were young that they don't even recall, that caused them to have a feeling that they're not worthy to have a good partner or to have money in my life. Or they get money and then all of a sudden it's gone. They don't know what they do with it. So they can't manage money well. Why is it they can't manage money well? Because a habit they may have brought up, seeing how their parents handle money. Why I can't have a good partner in my life? Because a father was absent. Yes, he was working, but he was absent. A father that was never there, or an abusive mom, a narcissistic mom, all different issues.
So interesting. Any of the cases so far have had like a really big impact on you? Like any of them like really hit you?
One dealing with anger.
Why do you think that one touched you so much?
Because I was dealing with that as well. Yeah. And so, in another session, after I dealt with the grief with my son, I dealt with anger too, because I could feel it. It's like my driving force, my motivation to do things. And so why do I have this? What is the reason why? And that's how I found out it is my motivation. I actually did 2 sessions about anger. And usually we think anger is something that in my experience, the first entry of anger was when I was in the womb, with my mom. That's when anger first stepped in. And then my client, I did anger stepped in at 3 years old. And that's her motivation too. And I was like, oh wow. And when you hear that and you see these things, you get, okay, I'm not alone. You know, and have people that's dealing with the same thing that I am. And we all want to know that someone is dealing. We all want to have that connection with someone else, and to know that me healing my anger can help her and understand where and what questions to ask and how to get to that deeper level where she can find it, deal with it, get the root, the cause, the reason, and deal with that. And so that was the one that really touched me.
I don't know if you'd be able to say, because I know I'm not saying, obviously not the person's name or anything, and of course if you say too much circumstantial information it might reveal, but I wonder if there was again some major thing that happened with her that kind of made her realize that it's a big issue, if it was a gradual thing, or was there some kind of
No, well, is the first was I 3?
No, I mean, what prompted her to want to do these sessions? I wonder if something happened in her life that brought out something.
Her phone broke. Her phone fell on the floor and smashed. And she said, she picked it up and looked at it and she's like, this is so ugly. I am so ugly. And that started the process, and she got very angry. Why am I feeling this? And she started just crying and crying and crying. And her partner called at the same time. It's like, why are you crying? And she's like, my phone broke. And he was like, your phone breaking? Have you crying like this? And, you know, feeling so emotional. And she's like, yes, it is. And she's like, I have to call Dara. I have to call Dara. And she texted me that night, and we set up a session with her at the end of the week.
That's so cool and emotional and cool at the same time. Okay, so do you find that in doing these sessions with your clients, do you find that you experience deeper healing within yourself as well?
Yes. You can help, but to help yourself. Because every session is a releasing. As you release crying, people yawn. All kind of different things happen within a session, after a session. And in that thing you realize, okay, this is what happened with this person, this is how you heal, and why you're doing the transformation. It can help, not to help you feel better, because you're telling your client what life they want to live. They want to feel free, they want to have an abundant life, they're going to have children. Their husband, their relationship is going to change, and the feelings and what they see, what they can taste, what they can smell in their future life. You can help not to change yourself, because you can also, I have to picture that in order to paint them a picture. So that will affect me, because our brain goes by what we hear, what we tell ourselves, and what we see. So if you keep envisioning those type of things for others, you can help but not see for yourself.
What would your advice be to persons who are thinking of having this type of therapy done?
Now, do it now. Don't hesitate at all. You will not believe the change. And sometimes I had a client who was like, Dara, I had this this thing thinking it was like this big incident happened in my life and it's going to reveal something huge. And then when we went in and had the session, it was just something so simple that caused such an effect on her. It was like, really? This is what have me perceive myself as? And she couldn't believe it was just this simple thing. And that changed everything for her. So yeah, do it now. I mean, do not hesitate. If it is that you feel like you're not attracting the right person in your life, money's just slipping out your hands, you don't understand why things are happening, why you keep recurring events, but different faces, different people, I say call right now. Yeah, you will know that it changed your life.
So I'm wrapping up. I know you would realize that the interviews are a little bit shorter than like the first few ones we did, but like I'm totally okay with it because I feel like it's so rich, even though it's not the 90 minutes. I think we're getting some good stuff. So before I do the wrapping, where I usually ask like what services people provide. I mean, obviously we know we're talking about RTT, but I know you have them itemized under different topics that might be applicable locally. But before I did that kind of closing off, I just wanted to ask you kind of like what you envision as the future, kind of locally and globally in terms of the impact that RTT can have. And if in a widespread way, a lot of people were to experience this, because I think, at least in a local context, I think they're just through my own experience of life. And I mean, I'm somebody who's done a lot of different things before. Like I've done the traditional therapy, like I've done lots of different things. And I see in myself a lot of different, you could call it healing, you could call it learning, you could call it building more self-awareness. And just through that journey of all the things that I had to overcome and learn about myself and kind of change and get better at, I can see that at least locally where I live, which is in Trinidad and Tobago, I think there are so many issues here that are just under the surface that are causing widespread problems in the society. So I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that, like what you envision and what you see.
I envision that people are not like scared of the word hypnosis. Hypnosis is just a relaxed state. I have encountered where persons here in Trinidad, they're scared of the word because they think that, I'm going to make them bark like a dog, or I'm going to tell them to do something that they don't want to do. I cannot do anything like that. The person must want to change. So the future, I see that people embracing this type of therapy and that knowing that results can happen for them very rapidly, and coming to understand that therapy is nothing wrong with it. Everything is right because you benefit so much. Your life is so much better with it than without. I don't know if that's a bold statement to make or not, but from my experience and the person I have encountered, definitely it is a better life knowing why it is that you behave certain ways or why certain things are happening in your life. And so embracing therapy, embracing mental health. I see Trinidad holding it by the rein and saying, yes, we need this. Where can I go? And whether it's to a counselor, a psychologist, rapid transformational therapy, just get mental health awake and people aware and seeking help. And I know that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are the different services that persons can do with you in terms of some of the topics that you touch on?
Right now I'm doing research and I kind of want to narrow down my service, but it's not going to limit my service to any particular issue. But sexual abuse is really huge in Trinidad and Tobago. And women and men are affected. In 2017, over 300,000 women were affected by sexual abuse in Trinidad and Tobago, according to UN Women. And this is something men, we need the healing because the pain is just going to continue on down the line. And so even dealing with sexual abuse why some women are overweight, underlying sometimes when you get in there, sometimes there's sexual abuse. That's one thing. Then weight, infertility, stop smoking, any depression, anxiety. Even if your child is nervous going to a test, a child won't need any aggression to find out what happened in his past. But he can be helped or she can be helped with RTT to give them the confidence to know that they're good enough that they can pass the test, they can go to the school they want to do, they can play soccer, they can do whatever it is that they want, give them the confidence to achieve their goals. So it's endless. It's endless, and I welcome everything. Yeah.
How was your experience being interviewed today?
Oh, awesome. Like I was telling you, like, all coming up to it, I'm preparing. My partner's asking me questions, like preparing me for the interview. And then he's like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then last night, the excitement is just building. So yeah, definitely great. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So I just want to ask, just let persons know if they want to get in contact with you, how they would be able to reach you for your services.
Sure. You can call me at 299-9042. I'm also on WhatsApp. I have email, positivelynatural15@gmail.com or posnattherapy.org.
Okay. Yay! That was so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, if there's anything else you want to say to anybody watching, anything at all, just...
as Marissa would say, you are enough, you are lovable, and everything you ever want in your life is available to you. Don't ever doubt it.
Okay. Yay, that was so good.